The 202 days. A ticket booth coming up on the right where you got your tickets earlier. That's one room with 3 windows.
Look, octopus. Dad, we can see octopus. Octopus.
1.5 mile stretch of the San Antonio River. I do have a few quick safety rules to go over before.
Fixing the road. 100 feet. Turn left onto North Presa Street. North Presa Street.
Pigeon. Mommy, I saw a pigeon.
Yeah.
Daddy, look, a duck.
Wow, so cute.
Hotel. But at the exact same time, accommodation.
Bedrooms got here. There were 2 cranes in place waiting, kind of like this. They lift the roofs, lock them in the foundation, and just start stacking them. Roof.
Oh, yeah, they're not coming out without much space. Oh, a little bump.
Still in their wrappers. They've never been used, but if you do for any reason find yourself in the San Antonio River today, please don't panic. Just stand up, walk right out. It's only about 3 to 4 feet deep. You should be all right. Now we're going to start off the tour here in an area known as La Villita, or Little Village. And this area was settled by the Spanish soldiers and their families back in the 1700s. Go up to street level here, nice little. It's an open air theater. It seats 800 people. It's named after Edwin P. Arneson. He was the chief engineer of the Works Project Administration that completed the Riverwalk back in 1941. 26 years in the show Fiesta Noche del Rio, which is still in production today. They finished season number 60. Over here to the right is the Briscoe Western Art Museum. It's got a lot of different artwork showing the history of the West, as well as an interactive diorama, the Battle of the Alamo. Pancho Villa's saddle and Santa Anna's sword are on display in there. Now these big trees that you see lining the Riverwalk, these are cypress trees. We have 2 kinds of cypress tree on the river. We have balm cypress and Montezuma cypress. Most of them are. And just up ahead on the right, you'll see a small island with an iron sculpture on it. The sculpture is known as Father Nazare's Table. That was a gift from artist Rolando Vicencio in 1991, put there to commemorate the first Catholic Mass that took place in San Antonio on June 13, 1691. You take a close look at the island, known as Old Mill Crossing. Back in the 1800s, Nat Lewis had his mill on the right bank. He would grind grain for the settlers. And this was also a very shallow part of the river. Settlers could. Now on the right, we have the Westin Hotel that was built in 1999. It's a really new addition to the Riverwalk, surrounded by all these older buildings. Oh, just past the Westin there on the right, there's a darker red brick building. That used to be the San Antonio Drug Company. If you look all the way up to the top of the tower, you'll see these concrete structures jutting out of each of the 8 corners. It cost them over $3 million to build it. They had to sell it for less than $300,000. Doesn't seem much for gargoyles. I'll show you front of it, if that helps. Now here on the right, the International Center. That was continuously operating courthouses in Texas. As in case of bridge, keeps the water being flooding back there, the hotels, the mall, the restaurants, all completely safe from flooding. Now you see that bridge in front of us with all the locks on it. 21, we had a flood that caused a lot of deaths, did a lot of property damage. So the Army Corps of Engineers came in here and built this flood channel for us. After the Works Project Administration took over, Hugman is still known as the father of the Riverwalk. He designed every walkway and staircase, every planter, lamppost, and original architectural design, so the Riverwalk looks pretty much how it was intended. Let's get rid of the whole singing gondolier part, which I'm not too unhappy about. Now, Hugman didn't design this walkway over here on the river. It's just a small river where it's man-made. It doesn't flow very fast. It actually starts just about 6 miles north of here on the campus of Incarnate, like a guillotine. Don't worry, they don't start their random testing until after 3 p.m. No, it takes about 15 minutes for that to come down completely. It does weigh 3 tons and it comes straight down. Coming up on the right is the Esquire Tavern. That was the first bar on the Riverwalk. They opened the doors in 1933. And here on the left is the Drury Inn and Suites. That used to be the zone where you held it.
It's just space.
Coming up on the right, you'll see tourists in their natural habitat. Another one of our ticket locations here. This one is at the Aztec Theater. The Aztec over here to the right was opened in 1926. Used to show silent movies. They have a live music venue on now. One of the last remaining Mayan theme theaters left in the United States. The base building over here on the right, that's the Mocara Hotel now, but it used to be the home of the L. Frank Saddlery. From 1901 to 1923, they outfitted Teddy Roosevelt, the Rough Riders, as well as Mexican revolutionary Francisco Manchoilla. And right before World War I, they provided boots, saddles, and harnesses for the United States Army. And on the left is Lamantico Optical Illusion. Came out from under the bridge. Everyone take a look up and to the left, where once stood a 26-story, 3-dimensional building will have been replaced by a 26-story, 2-dimensional wall. Looks like it might fall right down on top of you. Take a look up into the and that's the Nick's Hospital right there. It was built in 1930. And this part of the river here is known as South Bank. This is where you're going to find a lot of the nightlife on the Riverwalk. Relatively quiet now. Now right in front of us is the Hyatt Regency. That was built in 1981. And the Alamo is just on the other side of the Hyatt. Normally this is a great way to get there as we come around the bend. Take a look to the left. Passageway to the Alamo. Usually the quickest way to get there from the river level. We're doing some construction through there. I'm not sure if we can make it straight through the other side. But the Alamo is just on the other side of the Hyatt. On the Alamo at sunset. It's building 27 used to be a German social club, and that later became apartments. There's a famous author that lived there by the name of Alex Haley. He wrote a lot of books that became movies. Probably most notably was Roots. He lived there. Also, actor Tommy Lee Jones lived in that building for just a little while. Offer a dining boat service where you can go to any one of these restaurants and set that up. You can get a breakfast boat, lunch, dinner. If you just want cocktails, you can get a cocktail cruise. Nice way to enjoy the Riverwalk. Now coming up on the left, up at street level, if you look through the trees, started to follow suit. Like this restaurant over here on the right, this is Casa Rio, first restaurant on the Riverwalk. Opened the doors in 1946, and they were the first ones to do the riverboat tours, as well as the dining boats. This fair. So they built this part so we could take river taxis from the natural flow of the river to get to the convention center. San Antonio, if you live here already, you want to open up a business. We have the Chamber of Commerce on the left. They have all kinds of information for you. Now, since this is a man-made part of the river, there's no natural flow to it. This part of the river is lined with concrete. The rest of the river helps keep the water flowing, keeps it filtered, and air. Right here over the wall, through the clearing, you'll see a tower. It looks like the Jetsons' house up there. That's the Tower of the Americas. That was the centerpiece of the hemisphere of 1968. Stratosphere is 1,000 feet tall. Ours is 750 feet. Stratosphere has some sort of ride or roller coaster, or bungee jump or something on there. So we have a restaurant on ours that spins once every hour. Eco-friendly,
It is a
43
statue,
boats
you're
total.
right.
Military boats in San Antonio is Military City, USA. Rails on the side, it does happen. Every driver will give you a different number. Don't listen to any of them, they're all lying. About 5 times a month that people
Mom,
fall
look
in
at
the
the
river.
water.
Never happens when it's cold out. Oh, for the year? Yeah, I think I've seen. They're named after the first female mayor in San Antonio. She served 4 terms from the 1980s to the 1990s. There's also a large mosaic right above the 1961. They just added a few 100,000 square feet to the convention center. It's now well over 1 million square feet. It's one of the largest and most modern in the country. Companies, organizations love to have a conventions here. We actually have bookings well into the 2030s.
Nighttime, the light comes on. Sit down.
But I want to see it.
No, go ahead, go. Turn around.
Convention Center. That'll take you to the tower. It'll take you to Hemisphere Park.
Light.
And now we have
At nighttime, it'll
no
light up.
protection.
I wish I could see it.
Don't worry, I saw
Yeah,
the training
watch the
video
video.
this morning.
Just a dome.
It's on a funny angle as well. I don't know why they designed it like this. 68, it's called the confluence of civilization. Now, if you look on either side of the mosaic, you'll see that it depicts 2. Apparently, the future is clothing optional. But it does show what we're all about here in San Antonio. Aside from the nudity, we've got a lot of different conception of the blue ones. The blue ones are being glazed. There are 11 different colors up there. They come from.
If the boat is slow, but if the boat is
We have a new sculpture coming up on the right.
Daddy, if the boat is fast, that
Relatively new anyway. Just been unveiled in the last 4 years. It's called Stargazer. It's done by an artist named River Center Mall. Our mall has 125 stores. Buster's of Margaritaville, a Legoland. They've opened an aquarium called Sea Life. Right, you'll see a large bronze statue, and that statue is San Antonio de Padua, or Saint Anthony. And Saint Anthony was a friar in the 12th century from Portugal. That statue was a gift from Portugal for the Hemisphere of 1968. And St. Anthony had a huge role when it happened to be June 13th, 1691, which is the feast day of St. Anthony. For a German sermon. That hotel was booked solid 14 months before Hemisphere. All 500 rooms were completely booked. Rooms on flatbed trucks, drove them into town, hoisted them up by crane, and stacked them one on top of another like Lego blocks. We're about to come in front of the building here. It's going to be on the left when we do take a look past the first 4 floors. The 202 days. A ticket booth coming up on the right where you got your tickets earlier. That's one room with 3 windows. That area was hugely populated by Germans. They wanted to have a church where they could have mass in their own language, so they built themselves a church. Now to this day, every last Sunday of the month, they do all the services complete.